17 birds. In my line, if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds.
Not gonna act like
Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. They had me 6 hours, I said 17 words. I'm like Shady in the snow. I spun, I'm so superb. A legend still remains when his flesh is in the earth. And if they raid your tomb, may they fall upon a curse.
We don't got time for, man. It's Goat Talk the podcast. I'm saying Lil Brunson, my guy Philly Mike in the building. We got to talk. We haven't talked in a couple weeks. We're going to talk the state of the birds. We're going to talk about this West Coast game that we brewing up, a big game that I think we're got the new addition to the slot. We're just going to talk everything birds, man. You know what I mean? There's only 2 teams in this thing, and we're going to really chop it up this after. Get y'all ready for this game. What's going on, Mike? How you?
I'm chilling real quick. Shout out to everybody in the chat already.
Yes, sir.
It is a interesting game to say the least. When you look at what Matthew Stafford's been able to do through 4 weeks, there's only one game he hasn't thrown for 300 yards. You look at his receivers, Puka just been going off. Tutu's been doing good besides the last game, and now they're gonna get back top 5, top 7 wide receiver, regardless what your list look like. He's definitely top 10. Been injured. That's the only thing that would keep somebody for putting Cooper Kupp in their top 10. And again, we allowed 9 touchdowns through the air so far through 4 weeks, 9 passing touchdowns. It's definitely something we're going to have to look at. And this ain't the game you want to correct it, but this is the game that if you can get it done in this game, you feel real confident going through the rest of the weeks. And I do got to say this real quick while you getting your stuff right. This is probably the healthiest our secondary has been and is going to be going forward, minus the fact that Bradley Roby might not play that much due to him getting the playbook down and whatnot. Avonte Maddox is lost for the year, right? With that being said, in these 4 weeks, Bradbury has missed, Reed has missed, Brown has missed, Evans has missed. They're all back. And Bradbury's not only back, but he's back into his original spot. So you can be mad at Sean Desai for playing off on third down sometimes. You can be mad at a lot of things, but the Eagles have faced the most adversity in the secondary thus far this season. And so healthiest we've been, big test ahead. I like it.
Facts. I mean, I feel the same way. Can everybody hear me loud and clear? They said the other mic was remixing. You hear me now, Mike?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I agree, man. Health is our major asset going into this game. But, I'm not going to act like this matchup isn't scary to me. You know what I mean? The defense has shown a tendency to get beat up. You know what I mean? It hasn't cost us anything, so I'm really not complaining about it. But, us being this healthy and with the addition that we just got in the slot, I really feel like, things will start to settle in for this team. And I just feel like, the sky is the limit. We say that all the time when you're talking about Philadelphia Eagles football. But at the same time, Matthew Stafford presents a different challenge. This is the best quarterback that we've played. You know what I mean? And I think that this game is especially important for the simple fact that, I feel like we're going to be able to create some space. I don't believe that the Dallas Cowboys are going to beat San Francisco. And I think going 5-0 with that happening on Sunday Night Football is a really, really important thing, man. Let me get to this super chat real quick. Who was that with the $50 banger? Linda C. Keep talking that talk, LB. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for your super chat. Yeah. So I had a question for you, Mike. We ain't talking a couple weeks. Do you think the Eagles offense is struggling?
No. I think the Eagles offense has been getting better each week. I think if you look at the last game we played last season and compare it to the first game we played this season, yeah, it's a big difference. You had Jalen Hurts doing whatever he wanted in the Super Bowl, and then in a rainy game in Foxborough, we struggled to move the ball via pass and run. But then you look at week 2 and week 3, there's a reason the passing game wasn't going north of 250, 270, although it did versus the Bucs, is because we were rushing for 200 plus yards. So again, Jalen Hurts is that guy, that quarterback that don't care how it gets done. He just wants it to get done. And he talked about defenses doing a little extra to take away him, which allowed Swift and these running backs to do it. the rushing yards look different this year, but they're the same as last year. They're as impactful, if not more, because you're keeping your quarterback healthier through the first 4 weeks of the game. At the end of the day, you're top 5 in points per game. That's the most important thing. How do you get points? You got to go down the field. You're top 5 in that at 5th, and we're 6th in success rate. So we're doing something right, and we're getting better each week. If I had to ask you, the best offensive performance you saw so far, what you would say was the last game out, and that's what you want. Your last week and your next week to be the most important for your football team.
I agree. You know, it's kind of a silly narrative if you ask me. I think a bit of it, you know, I wouldn't be myself if I didn't say how I really felt about it. I feel like a lot of it is just lazy reporting. You know what I mean? Of course, things look different, but at the same time, you know, the result is still the same. First of all, you're 4-0. You know what I mean? We were 4-0 this time last year. We got the same exact amount of rushing yards that we had through 4 games last year as this year. The only major difference is your quarterback isn't the driving force with your run game, like you pointed to. A.J. Brown is, I think, 5th in receiving yards or 6th or something like that. Swift is 2nd in rushing yards. You got a top 6 offensive line in pass blocking and in pass protection and in run blocking. So the offense is just as effective. The only thing that I would say would be kind of missing from the offense this year is some explosive plays from Dallas Goedert. You know what I mean? But it's only one football. You know what I mean? It's only one football. You know what I mean? Smitty and AJ are still on pace to do what they did last year. Your quarterback has the most passing yards out of the division so far. You know what I mean? He's 12th in passing yards. So I think the Philadelphia Eagles are fine on the offensive side of the ball. I think that people equate struggle to us because our defense has been so spotty that we've let in bad teams or teams that we should have blown out stick around. You know what I mean? Like Washington. If we had a stickier defensive plan, we would have been able to blow those guys out, making the game look more decisive. But, you know, this thing is about matchups. You know, these guys just lost to the Bears. So, you know, anything can happen on any given Sunday. So I cherish every win. You know what I mean? So, no, I don't think our offense is, you know, struggling at all. Let's get to the super real quick. Bald Eagle, thank you for the $5 super chat. He said, people just mad that we aren't scoring 21 points at the half this year. We're just scoring a touchdown every quarter. We're getting the exact same points, but different. I got to agree with that.
Yeah. And we look to be a third quarter team right now. Like last year, we were talking about, man, do we score a lot in the second quarter? Now we're putting teams away in the third quarter. Think about it. You went into halftime in a close game versus the Minnesota Vikings. By the start of the fourth quarter, we were beating them 27-7. Now, again, defense spotty, let them come back, but it is what it is. And versus the Commanders, we went into halftime trailing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Put them away in the third quarter, early fourth as well. So I think we're becoming a second half team instead of a first half team. And again, it's different how it's getting done, but it's getting done. Wins in the National Football League are nothing to sneeze at. Again, let's take a look at some of these things, right? We've seen the Colts beat the Ravens. We've seen the Cardinals beat the Cowboys. You know what I mean? We've seen the Bears beat the Commanders after just pushing the only one of 2 teams that is undefeated to the brink. Again, it's matchup centric. It's divisional games. People forgot that divisional games are just always hit different. And at the end of the day, 4-0 is 4-0. And I go back to you right now. If there's one thing I am a little worried about, it has been the pass defense. But again, like I said in the beginning, I don't know if you really, I think you probably heard when you were getting your mic around and all that. The secondary has looked different every game, right? Reed's only missed 1 game. Bradbury only missed 1 game, but it looked different every time because then now Evans is like, you play different when you're playing alongside of this person compared to the next person. So we haven't seen Reed and Evans for more than 1 game. We haven't seen Reed, Evans, Brown for more than 1 game. We haven't seen Reed, Bradbury, Slay when Bradbury was on the outside for more than 1 game. And so there's a lot of mismatch going on. We brought in some reinforcements. And so a tall task to get everything right against a team that's thrown for as many yards as the Rams. But these next couple weeks are going to be more what our passing defense is going to look like for real. And so I think against the Rams, against the Jets, and against the Dolphins, and I don't want to jump over the Rams because the Rams are an important opponent, but I'm saying I kind of don't really care what we did versus the Vikings, versus the like Mac Jones ate us up. And like that's that. What we see from this passing defense the next 2 or 3 games is who we are. And that's going to either be our Achilles heel or we're going to correct it. But we're going to either correct it now or pretty much never. We're going to have to really put up them 30 burgers each game. A lot's going to be asked of Jalen Hurts in this offense if we don't correct it because 9 touchdowns through 4 weeks. There's reason behind it, but it got to stop now.
So it's 9 passing touchdowns we've given up through 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad, man. That's bad. And you got Cooper Kupp returning from IR. The only fortunate thing about that is Cooper Kupp and Puka both played a slot. But you're right. You're absolutely right, man. Just when I was starting to be on the upside with Evans, then he got hurt and missed a couple games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Evans started looking good, started forcing some turnovers and things of that nature, started being around the ball. Just when Sidney Brown was getting his foot in, got that pass breakup on Evans in the end zone, he missed the game. You know what I mean? Reed Blankenship, missed the game. So you know what I mean? These guys got to play together so they can learn each other, man. But one area of this defense that I am really excited about, I'm really excited about the linebacking group right now. I really like what Zach Cunningham and Nicholas Morrow are bringing to the table. And I got to say, Mike, Nakobe Dean got to stay on the bench, man. I ain't going to hold you, bro. It's about winning games, bro. I'm a Nakobe Dean fan, bro. I'm not out on Nakobe Dean, but the best player got to be on the field. You know what I mean? And that's the best combination we got. You know what I mean? You're talking about a guy that just got 3 sacks last week. You're talking about a guy in Cunningham who's always around the ball, very physical tackler. I really like how he tackles. You know what I mean? I like him better than Kaiser White. You know what I mean? And a lot of people was down on his coverage, but that was just week 1. So are you surprised at how good this linebacking core is right now early in the season?
Oh, I'm surprised because I don't think anybody is going to come out here and say, I predicted that these linebackers be playing Pro Bowl-ish, all pro-ish. And again, for what you say about this linebacking core, playing against the pass, I'm not really sure where Zach Cunningham ranks via pass coverage, but Nicholas Morrow is 12th in pass coverage. So that's the worst thing he's done, but 12th at the 32, the 64 linebackers, because everybody at least plays 2 linebackers. So you're talking about 64 qualified starting linebackers. He's 12th in pass coverage. If that's why you want him to get out of the game for Nakobe Dean, I can't co-sign that. And I think this too, Nakobe Dean is our future. He has a bright upside, but what happens in the next couple of weeks has to be natural. Nothing can be forced.
Right.
This is a game of football. Any one player can go out there and get banged up. So if Nakobe Dean gets a chance to play again, he got to make the most of it, just like Nicholas Morrow did. But nothing should be forced. It also come natural. And so Nakobe Dean, take your time. Right, his evaluation of his injury was 2 to 4 weeks, right? Well, guess what? We don't even got to worry about 2. We can go to the 4 weeks now because we got people playing good. And even when you are healthy, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type thing. And so it's nothing against Nakobe Dean. He's sitting behind guys who are playing high quality ball.
Right. And it's a difference between, earning playing time and next man up.
Yes.
Josh Jobe is a product of next man up. You know what I mean? He was just next on the depth chart and some injuries occurred. I feel like that, Nicholas Morrow has earned playing time. You know what I mean? He made the roster. You know what I mean? We end up releasing him. He cleared waivers. We brought him back. And then we end up needing his services, and he puts in a career day. That's how you earn playing time. You know what I mean? I haven't seen Nakobe Dean have a game like that. You know what I mean?
We only seen him for didn't he get hurt during the Patriots game, right? Like he was on. So like again, and this is why we're saying again, we saw Nakobe Dean get a turnover that one drive in the preseason, right? We saw him look good in the preseason. We only got to see Nakobe Dean, mind you, 34 snaps last year on special teams last year. We see them in the preseason for one drive, and we were happy with what we've seen. And then we really see Nakobe Dean for a quarter and a half, 2 quarters, if that. So again, we're not saying that maybe Nakobe Dean can do what Morrow's doing, but right now we don't know. And what we do know is Morrow is doing it. And so
right. And
he need to stay on the field. And real quick, LB, we're not the only, like people were like, how did the Eagles let him, he didn't even make the roster necessarily in the beginning. He got put on the practice squad late. Mind you, he went through waivers. All 31 teams had an opportunity to say, you know what, let's take him as a depth piece and strengthen his team. Heck, when we finally added a linebacker, right? Like Miles Jack was ahead of him. Ben Van Sumera, a UDFA, was ahead of him. So listen, Nicholas Morrow climbed the big ladder. And like you said, Job, next man up. Now he's not needed. Get him out of here. Thank you for what you did. You didn't get, I don't know if I can say thank you. Anyways, Nicholas Morrow, thank you for your service. And guess what? We're not done with you. We want you here. You play yourself into a contract.
Right, and it's like no hard feelings. Like this is the bottom line, man. This is the game of football, and we know linebackers have a real physical job. You got to fill those running lanes. Sometimes you got to cover. You got to block. You got to hit. That's what you do as a linebacker. If your body can't withstand that, then that means you won't be available to do your job. Availability is just as important as how you do your job as a linebacker. You know what I mean? I don't know if Nakobe Dean is injury prone. I don't know if he's too small for the position. I don't know what it is, but I know these guys are available and these guys are making plays. You know what I mean? So I can't use the excuse of we only seen him this amount of many times. Well, we only seen him this amount of many times because he's been licking his wounds when he's been on the field. You know what I mean? Like we need people that's available. We can't just keep throwing this guy out there, messing up the cohesion. You know what I mean? Now he's the green dot. He ain't played enough football to be the green dot for real. Nicholas Morrow was the green dot last week, just had 3 sacks. You know what I mean? Once you put a guy in a leadership position like that and he excels, then I'm sorry, man. The other guy got to play special teams. He got to wait for the opportunity. You know what I mean? Listen, it's about winning games. And I feel that same way about Quez Watkins, man. I hate to say it, man. But Olamide, I told y'all. I'm not saying the Eagles made a decision, but the things that Olamide Zaccheaus is already bringing to the table right now are things that I have not seen from Quez Watkins. Like I see Olamide coming back to the ball. You know what I mean? That was the issue for me with Quez Watkins in that Dallas game when Bland jumped over his whole body to get an interception. You know what I mean? I see Olamide knowing how to keep himself alive in a play. That's what he did with that strike that Jalen Hurts threw to him that it resulted into a touchdown. You know what I mean? That last throw last week that Jalen Hurts made to Olamide, he went to him in a big moment. We had to get that first down right there. You know what I mean? When he threaded that needle in the middle of the field, you know what I mean? We had to make that play happen.
He dropped one. He dropped the previous one. So the only reason it was a big third down is because he dropped a gimme. Right in the chest piece. You know what I mean?
And they went right back to him. You know what I'm saying? Guys like that earn playing time. If Quez Watkins is healthy in his Rams game, I don't think he deserves more playing time than Olamide. I'm not saying one guy is better or not. You know, for years the Philadelphia Eagles have suffered from roster favoritism or draft placement favoritism. You know what I mean? I understand that, Nakobe Dean is a 3rd round pick, but hey, man, is he helping us win ball games or not? Dude, we try and get a Super Bowl here. That's how I feel.
Facts. Bald Eagle, you want to read that one real quick?
They piling up. Yeah, let me get to my guy, Bald Eagle, man. Do you think we're a second half team because we're making better adjustments at half, or we are just more aggressive at putting the pedal to the metal? That's a good question. What do you think, Mike?
I think we've been making more adjustments at the half because you see us get away from some of the stuff that hasn't been working in the first half, right? Like just look at this Washington game. Like we were, besides the Smitty, check this out. We went deep to Smitty in a 2-minute drill, and Smitty's been successful now back-to-back years, 50-50 balls over the Commanders. But we took our first deep shot during the 2-minute drill, and then we came back and multiple deep shots to AJ. So I think we've been better at adjusting in the half because we can't say completely put our foot on the gas pedal because the defense has let teams back in. But you're talking offense. I think we've been really good at making adjustments. And so, listen, if there is a quarter to be, if you got to be better in a half of football, I'd rather always be better in 3rd and 4th over the 1st and 2nd. I'd rather be better all 4 for sure. But the last quarter is the always most important quarter.
I'm going to agree with that, man. The adjustment piece is big for me. You know what I mean? We haven't really seen that out of Jonathan Gannon. He was kind of stubborn, but we still see some of the same principles. But I feel like Desai is a little more alert. So yeah, I'll agree with the adjusting thing, man. Shout out to my guy Night Rider for the super chat. Stu Vision, what up, Stu? Stu said, I told you, Mike, Oz was taking that spot. It ain't official yet. You know what I mean? But right now, Oz is definitely, in my mind, you know what I mean?
He's been better for the job. He's been better this year. He came into, again, Quez looked good. Listen, we barely threw the ball in the Patriots game, right? But Quez called some crucial first downs there. And again, some of the things we see Olamide doing, extending the play, we saw Quez do that the previous year, right? Not last year, the year before, where we were all on the Quez wagon. So again, right now, if you ask me, no doubt about it. Did I think Quez deserved the 3 spot? Yes. Right now, Olamide has been everything we can ask for a 4th wide receiver and deserves more playing time. Again, it is what it is. Right. Quez brings that speed element, but Olamide's been catching the balls footballs when needed. So look, offense is getting better each week. However it's getting better, stay with that recipe.
Right. I agree with that. To pivot to the running backs real quick. Now, do you think Gainwell is getting a little too much love, or do you like how the coaches are doing this in terms of, let's keep some guys fresh? Because I am disappointed, to say the least, that I have not seen Rashad Penny. I'm extremely disappointed. You know what I mean? So what's your take on the running back situation?
Yes, I mean, Swift has been everything. I mean, the
Right.
dude, the last time we had over 304, 300, whatever Swift got, the last time we had that or more rushing yards through 4 weeks from a running back solely was Shady McCoy. So kudos to Swift doing that, right? Mind you, he was disrespected one of them games. So we're talking really 3 games, not 4 games. I do think, as much as we love Swift out there, can't forget, man, he has never played a full season. Now, again, he looks healthy to me here, but I think you got to relieve him at times when he's hot. Let him keep cooking for sure. To your Penny thing, I am totally confused. Since week 1, the healthy scratch week 1 was like, what, man? He's not healthy week 1. What's going on? And then just little by little letting him play or keeping him active, but not giving him touches. I think he has a total of 2 or 3 touches or 2 touches throughout the whole 4 weeks. I don't know what the reason is. Like, there got to be something behind the scenes, or they just favorite Kenny G. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's confusing to me as well.
Scott got more touches than him.
It's confusing to me, man, because I feel like, I saw Swift riding the bike in our last game on the sideline trying to stay loose. You know what I mean? Swift runs hard, man. I didn't know Swift was like that. You know what I mean? He wasn't like that at Detroit bike.
This is Philly Swift, bro. I'm telling you.
Right. He wasn't like that at Detroit. You know what I mean? He came home and he said, yeah, it's game time for real. Shout out my guy, Stu. He said, LB, I'm gassed up. I already know, Stu.
Salute.
Salute my guy, Stu. My guy, Brian Weeks, thank you for the $5 super chat. He said, how y'all feel about trading Quez for Buddha?
I did see somebody say, hold on. Somebody in the chat, let us know who proposed this trade. Was it like one of them big Eagle? Was it like the Eagles Twitter account outlet or whatever? I don't know. Not the Eagles Twitter account, but like the Eagles Nation Twitter thing. Because somebody's like, they're saying Quez. Hold on. What was it? Quez Watkins. No, wait, no. Never mind. There's been a couple proposals that people sent me on IG. I don't really go on IG and I can't pull it off. They tag me and I don't know how to do it. But like, right. Is this something? Because is the Buddha Baker thing, Eagles thing heating back up? Like, have you heard anything, LB? But people are showing me like proposals. I saw one with Marlon T. I saw one with Quez Watkins and other stuff like 2nd round picks and stuff like that. So it's interesting that Brian Weeks said that. But what do you think about Quez in a trade package for Buddha?
Well, first of all, I'm not trading a single defensive tackle off this roster. I love this defensive tackle room so much.
Marlon T too, right?
Bro, from Carter and Fletcher and them all the way down to Marlon T, bro. Them boys get busy, man. So I mean, but Marlon T probably would be one of the hottest. And wait till we get a Jomo back. You know what I'm saying? He's also a difference maker.
You think he plays this? You think he plays this game due to Fletch not playing?
Yeah.
I think he froze.
Mike.
Yo,
I don't know. We just went out or something. Yeah, I know. We still got the dude Contavious Street, right?
Correct. And Marlon T did not practice the last time. I don't know about today, but yesterday Marlon T didn't practice. So it could be Street and Ajomo behind Williams and Carter and Davis.
Yeah,
might be down Fletch and T.
I think missing Fletch, I didn't even really want to get into that. That's a hurt piece, yo. Fletch not playing this week, you know what I mean? I
don't remember a game that it's been years since he missed a game. He's as sturdy on the defensive side as Kelsey is on the offensive side.
I agree with that. You know what I mean? These young pups got to step up. This game.
Davis was talking about it. Davis was like, yo, low key, we see a lot of good stuff out of Jomo in practice. It's just that we're so deep here, he can't climb up, but this is his opportunity.
Yeah, this definitely is opportunity, man. Somebody gonna shine, bro. The emphasis is going to be to take away Jalen Carter. You know what I mean?
He better start. And
right.
Play like 60. I didn't play like 70% of snaps. I need him to get. This is gonna be his. Yo, do you know how the Colts pressured the quarterback 43.4% of the time last week against Matthew Stafford, right? So through 4 weeks of football, the Colts offensive line on average have allowed Matthew Stafford to be pressured on 40% of his snaps. The Colts, who don't have a great front seven like the Eagles, got there 43% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I need Baby Rhino to eat today. Tomorrow,
somebody gonna eat,
Sunday.
bro. You know, I think this might be the Milton game, bro. I think this might be the Milton game, bro. I'm telling you, man, because Baby Rhino and Jordan Davis gonna wear him down, get him tired, and Milton gonna come in fresh. Milton and Marlon T and them boys gonna come in fresh. You know what I mean? This could be a Hassan Reddick game too as well. But, you know, I think guys definitely do got to step up in the absence of Fletcher Cox, who was absolutely a staple in the interior pass rush for the Philadelphia Eagles. So, you know, it's real interesting to see how that works, man. I want to see a Morrow sighting, though, for sure. I want to see what he got. Get some good film on him.
Yeah, for sure. I think Knight Rider said we missed his super chat.
Did we?
He said,
Y'all missed my super chat. We read that, bro.
Oh, he's the one. He called for a breakout game for Rhino 98 about to show who's up. So he was on that before we got talking to the D tackle stuff. Jalen Carter having a breakout.
I must have missed him, man. You know how I get, man. We got 791 people in the building, man. Goat talk, man. My bad. My guy Marcus Kane said must be saving Penny for the winner. Let me see my guy. I see you. I got you, Knight Rider. Thank you for the super chat, Knight Rider. He said breakout game for Rhino 98. About to show him something. Yeah, man. Listen, man. It's definitely going down, bro. Definitely going down, man. I mean, I'm nervous though, Mike, because if we don't get to Stafford, you know what I'm saying? If we don't get to Stafford, how is this secondary going to hold up? How is this secondary going to be able to adjust? I think you got to choose the lesser of the two evils. If it's me, I'm worried about taking Puka out the game. You know what I mean? Cooper Kupp a little rusty. I'm worried about taking Puka out the game. You know what I mean? If it's me, that's the way I look at it. Mr. 89, thank you for the super chat. Do you think they're saving Penny for more physical teams? Assuming they are, wouldn't it be beneficial for Penny to get reps? I agree, man. Either way, man, no matter what you're saving anybody for, man. That's like saying, let's save our offensive line for more physical teams. Listen, if we're more physical than people, we just got to beat them down. That's the name of the game. You know what I mean? You exude your will on people, or so to speak. You know what I mean? So I don't know what they're doing, man. I think
listen, they got to be either saving Penny for something special, or Penny's just lost the interest of the coach's staff. Like, look, well, Swift running hard, Kenny G's been reliable, Boston Scott. Like, I hate the whole thing. I don't like favoritism. You know what I mean, from the coaching staffs. But again, for us, because we're not there, it's such a mystery why they're not using Rashad Penny at all. Like,
I mean, Rashad Penny
keeping him healthy, but like, just, I mean,
bro, arguably, bro, if you
let him come in the winter, and then when he fumbles the ball, we can't be mad at him. The dude went third of half of the season, not even playing, not even dressing. You know,
what I'm saying. Arguably, bro. Listen, man, you know, I know a lot of people are not going to agree with this, but Rashad Penny, arguably, if you look at the tape from last year, you look at Swift's tape last year, Rashad Penny is arguably coming into the season, in my mind, better than Swift. Now, Swift is showing me everything that says that Swift is a top 10 running back in the league, if you want me to be honest. You know what I mean? But Rashad Penny, I'm telling you, behind this offensive line, it would be trouble. If you think you got red zone problems and you're not running Rashad Penny in the red zone, I really don't know what you're doing. Yeah. It's the biggest mystery in sports to me right now. You know what I mean? Were you comfortable with Bradbury in the slot? How'd that look to you?
Last week is the first time he played more a decent amount. Like he played in the he played in the slot. Yeah, again, of course. Well, look, week 1 he played outside against the Patriots. Week 2, he was out due to concussion. Week 3, he played in the slot a few snaps, and then week 4 he played the most in the slot, and I think he did decent. But it's not worth what we're losing outside, right? In the slot, you got to think a little bit more. You could be taken out of it. Like at the end, there's routes you can run in the slot where the slot wide receiver is just taken out of it by a stacked bunch. The linebackers in the middle running through traffic. And Bradbury's not known to be the speedy guy, right? He's a physical corner. He wants to get his hands on you. And so in that traffic, he can lose it. So I think that as much as Bradbury has done decent at it, it's a disservice. He's still better on the outside. So I do love the fact that he's going back outside because it's 2 birds, 1 stone for the secondary that needs to be improved. Like, if you're an Eagle fan, as much as we love this team, you can't look at the secondary and not worry about what's going to happen on Sunday in LA.
Right.
There's going to be a lot of Eagle fans there. It's going to be a home away from home game. We got an offense that can go firepower to firepower, but the optimism I have is that Sean Desai and this Eagle secondary looked horrible against Sam Howell. So, like, it's right fresh in their mind. Like, they look good against Baker Mayfield and the undefeated Bucks, right? So it's fresh in their mind off of getting destroyed. You're as healthy as you're going to be. So if you said, I couldn't be aggressive here and there because I didn't have no safeties, right? Terrell Edmonds is too slow. He can't do what we asked Sidney Brown or Evans to do. So I had to play more vanilla, more off these receivers, because Sean Desai does give a lot of responsibility to his safeties. All that being said, the people who are going to be on the field on defense the remainder of the season is going to be there, minus how many snaps Bradley Roby gets, because he got to learn the playbook. So it's a true test. I am nervous though.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous as well, man. I just don't think that we match up well against these guys. You know what I mean? I don't think this is the least confident I've been going into a game, because this could actually be a shootout. You know what I mean? And I don't like shootouts. You know what I mean? I hate shootouts. I like Eagles football. You know what I mean? I like to either get you out of the way early, grind you out. You know what I mean? But there are ways we can negate what they could possibly do on the offensive side of the ball. Like, we could run a slow, grinded out pace. You know what I mean? A couple 14-play drives, keep that offense off the field, tire down that defense. But when these guys start running these bunch concepts and all of this misdirection and bringing guys in motion, that's where the Philadelphia Eagles struggle at the most to me, man. And I think that's not really scheme. I think that's player discipline to a degree. You know what I mean? We just tend to let guys run free. We lose responsibility in bunch formations all the time. And these Los Angeles Rams, they're really, really good at running bunch concepts. Now, you're going to run a bunch with Puka and Cup? Come on, bro. We got to tighten up. We definitely got to tighten up. You know what I mean? If Mac Jones could get us for 300, Stafford could throw a 5-piece on us, bro. Stafford ain't sweet.
Every quarterback is – wait. What does Sam Howell have against us?
Did Sam have a tray? I don't know.
I don't think so. I know Mac did. I know Cousins did. And I don't know.
Sam might have gave us a tray.
Chat, let us know.
He ain't give us 3.
Nah, I think it was like 280, two something.
Yeah, he was close though. My guy Zach Lambert, thank you for the $5 super chat. He said, I agree with Knight Rider. Carter is second in pressure to Donald in limited snaps. I think he gets more snaps this game and dominate. Y'all GOAT. Shout out to you, bro. 868 people in the chat. This is GOAT Talk. Get your Friday fix. We talking Eagles, Los Angeles Rams. My guy Chris Tomlinson, thank you for the super chat. He said, what y'all think we gonna do with Maddox? I mean, we can't trade him until he's healthy. You know what I mean? But
listen, and this is the long term. Like, we're not doing nothing this year for sure.
Right.
He's gonna ride IR, but if we make this season as long as we did last year, who knows? I don't know I don't know the severity of how long you got to recover in that thing. He got his surgery right away, so I'm talking. If we do get to some big NFC Championship type games, is he even available to come back? Like, might be. Like, if we go.
I didn't really hear gone for the season.
It was indefinitely.
Yeah,
it definitely means for like, if you don't, unless you do because wasn't he out? Like, I think he was out indefinitely a while back, and he came back for the NFC Championship last year, right? Or something like that. I don't remember. All I know is that Avonte Maddox, to me, he's showing to be more brittle. When he's on the field, I got nothing against the guy. He's a beast. He deserves the contract we're giving him, and I love him. But he's starting to show that, as a lot of the chat said when we were talking about Kobe Dean, nothing against him, but the best ability is availability. And when you start to not see that, it's rough. But we just gave him a contract, what? Not
the year before last.
So what was it though? 3, right? 3 or 4?
Yeah, it was a 3 years. So he coming up on his. I think we'll let him play his last year out for sure. I think we'll let him play his contract out.
But would you resign him with all these things?
No, he's not. No. I don't think he's getting resigned. I don't think he's getting resigned. Brian Weeks, thank you for the super chat. He said, "Are y'all sick and tired of our DBs lining up 7 or 8 yards off the wideouts? Our DC needs to wake up now." You know, I'm sick. I'm sick of it. You know what I mean? In situations, but you know, I looked at a little bit of Slay's podcast, and Slay, you know, he kind of explained why they did it towards the end of the game because we were trying to.
That makes sense, but
that makes sense.
Not first quarter, 3rd and 6, and they're playing at the sticks. That's disgusting. And it was on every third down. Like yo, if you, I went back and rewatched that game multiple times. The amount of our defense played pretty aggressive, pretty physical, pretty nice on 1st and 2nd, but it was 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8 that were wide open due to the lax coverage. But yeah, Slay's right. 2-minute warning. All you care about is at the end of the game, you don't want to get the ball thrown over your head. You invite a go ball for sure. But Slay did say he lost. He
counting it down. He forgot what down it was. yeah. But
Slay.
But Slay so honest, man. You know what I mean? And that happens though. Last year, I thought Kelsey was forgetting the snap count. You know what I mean? There's no way it could be that many. I'm like, yo, Kelsey is forgetting the snap count. But you know what I mean? Things like that happen though. But yeah, man, the soft coverage, man, it's super annoying, man, in situations, man. And then it doesn't help when you know you're having a bad game penalty wise, because it seems like every 3rd down on defense, they threw a flag, you know what I mean, in favor of the other team. You know what I mean?
The refs were really bad that game too. That was probably one the worst officiating I've seen all year so far. So a lot went into that.
Exactly. My God, Professor Chaos, thank you for the $5 super chat. I feel like this game everyone is worried about, and then they just come out and dominate. Hopefully, you know that tends to happen. You know how the universe works. But I think being worried. Are these guys 3-1?
They beat the Colts in overtime last week.
Yeah, listen, it's a formidable opponent. You know what I mean? And it's on the road. It's a West Coast trip. So, you know what I mean? It's a lot of reasons why I feel like, you know, we should be worried in this game. You know, we've been getting gashed by almost every quarterback we played. So, you know, we've been winning because, you know, ironically, our offense has been 3 games in a row, 400 yards of total offense. But people want to assume we're struggling somehow. But you know what I mean? What happens when the offense doesn't get you 400 yards? What happens when your defense has to, you know, show up? You know what I mean? That's my major concern. You know, coaching can still really be the Achilles heel of this team, because no way in my mind, you know what I mean, during that game last week, I will never understand this, Mike. When we forced a 4th down, and I think we accepted it. I think it was for an illegal shift on Sam Howell.
Yeah, that's automatic. We don't accept or decline that. That's a
so it was automatic. Everybody was telling me we accepted it.
I was pissed live stream too. I was pissed, but then
and it's like, come on, bro. That's how bad the refs are. Like, you don't call that in that situation, especially if it's incomplete. You know what I mean? Wasn't it an incomplete pass anyway?
Yeah, it would have been 4th and 2 or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. You don't call that, bro. You don't give them a free do-over at a 3rd and 6. It just don't make sense. But yeah, man. So I apologize to the coaches. I thought that was on them.
But to Professor Chaos's point, though, this will be some traditional Eagle stuff. The hardest game on our schedule to date is the game that we go out there and boom, boom, boom. And then everybody looking at the Eagles different, right? Everything that's been said week 4, they struggled with the Commanders. They barely beat Mac Jones. You go out there and blow out the Rams, and it's just a whole different, because football in today's world, where I woke up one day and decided to have a podcast, right? You know what I mean? And how many people talk on TV and the Twitter people, football has never been more of what have you done for me lately, right? That's always been the saying for football. It's a week-by-week sport. What have you done lately? That's what matters. That's it. But it's even more that with you don't got to wait for the newspaper the next day. You hear about it. The minute Emmanuel Forbes got burnt, he was getting roasted. He didn't have to wait for the newspaper. That's why he deactivated his account. That's why he got benched. Like, it's a different world, and it's a week to week. And so the Eagles can change the narrative of everything about being, oh, they're 4-0, but I think the Cowboys are still better. The Chiefs, the Bills, the blah. No. You still got to put respect on wins in the National Football League. And I'm very interested, and I am a little nervous with LB, and it's only for the secondary and the play con for the secondary. But the little bit of optimistic version of me is this is the first time we're seeing the Eagles pretty healthy.
Right.
So, We're gonna know who we really are, and we're going against a formidable opponent. That's the difference. If we finally got healthy and our defense held an ugly passing team, you'd be thinking in the back of your head, was it our defense or was it the fact that we went against the Bears passing game? You know what I mean? Our defense is healthy, and we're going against a top 3 quarterback yards wide and a top. Puka got he's leading the league in yards, right? Puka.
I think he's only behind Justin Jefferson.
Are you sure? I thought he passed him this last week.
I don't know. I got to check. I know they're the only 2 with 500 or more.
I think Puka passed him this week.
That's crazy, man. He taking the league
I
by
went to
storm.
look and see where AJ was. AJ's 6.
Right.
And Puka's 1.
That's crazy, yo. Eagles Playbook Podcast. Thank you for the super chat. He said, "What's good, LB and Mike? How do y'all feel about Eli starting in the slot?" I don't like it. You know what I mean? I think Eli, with his length and his, jump ball ability and things of that nature, I think he's better served on the outside. That would be my take on that one.
Yeah, it's a different game inside. You heard Roby say, there's a lot more thinking to it, right?
Right.
At the end of the day, there's only so many routes you could run on the outside. A comeback, a post, a go, a stop and go. You can cut inside on a 5 and in and a hitch. But in the middle of the field, you could really, and the depth of what you can take each one, depending on traffic and all that. It's a different game. I'm not saying he can't do it, but right now our goal is to get Roby up to speed, and let's see the 31-year-old go to work. We ain't bring him in here for no reason.
I agree. I think you got to be a strong tackler too, because you can get pulled into some run traffic really quickly, playing that slot position. And I think that's why we tried to put Bradbury there, because Bradbury is a pretty short tackler to be a cornerback. But yeah, I don't want to see. I think Eli might be a little too small. I think you got to be a little, you got to be a little young. Stocky. Yeah.
When you send a guy like again, Josh Jobe, confidence is big for. Listen, we love Eli Ricks, but he's still undrafted rookie free agent. You go out there and put him in a position he's not used to, when he gets burnt early, that can affect him for a minute. Again, this is a different league now. Your chances are limited. Emmanuel Forbes, 1st round pick, gets cooked 2 games. He's done.
Yeah, he's done. He's done. Cooked. AJ, a bad boy for that. AJ, man, yo, bro. AJ be on demon time now, bro. You know what I mean? Shout out to AJ Brown, man.
He said on the sidelines, he's like, when it rains, it pours.
Facts. My guy Donnell Shipley, thank you for the super chat. He said, "What's up, goats? I think we play up to the competition. Look what happened when we played the Bucks. The Bucks are good. We'll be fine against the Rams if Desai plays aggressive." I can agree with that. You know what I mean? We are a team who always respects our opponent. You know what I mean? We value wins. We know what Puka brings to the table. And Slay said on this podcast that they need to tighten up. It's one of the captains, you know what I mean? One of our best players on defense is saying that. Then, you know what I mean? I think the sky's the limit. My guy Sil back. Thank you for the super chat. He said, "When will Goddard get started?" Listen, your answer is as good as mine for that one. You know what I mean? The targets are there. You know what I mean? He's being a good security blanket, but it's only one ball. When you got a Devontae Smith, when you got an A.J. Brown, when you got a Olomati Zakais, depending on where Dallas Goedert is in the progression on certain plays, one of them 3 guys is going to be open. You know what I mean? It might not get to Goddard sometimes. You know what I mean? I think that if we come out and draw some plays up that make Goddard a 1st or 2nd option, then we can see that, man. 903 people in here. Y'all rocking with the GOAT. You know the vibes.
Yeah, and also they've been using him a lot, blocking, helping protect Jalen Hurts. The fact that when we do play some 12 personnel, we are handing it off to DeAndre Swift, which is taken away from some of the 12 personnel looks that will go to Dallas Goedert, because now you get Olamide off the field, bringing another tight end like Jack Stoll who could block, so you can free up Goddard to run some routes on ice. But at the end of the day, like I said, he's going to have a game. There's going to be a game. I don't know if it's this week. Hey, listen, let me just say this. The Rams DBs are top 5 in passer rating when targeting wide receivers, top 5 best
as a duo.
No, as a duo. So again,
but one of those guys was on that Pittsburgh team guarding AJ when AJ cooked them last year. So you better keep that guy on the other side.
And it's a small sample size. When you're the best in the first 3 games, were you the best because you got a hot streak, or it's hard to keep that, especially when you know. And I don't know both their names. I got to look them up again, but they've been doing really good against wide receivers. So maybe This will be a game. And listen, no matter how good you are at shutting down wide receivers, you can't shut down our wide receivers. Like,
that's
you
what I'm
might
saying.
be able to slow them down a little bit.
Who have you played? The Colts don't have no wide receivers, so you know what I mean. They don't got nobody that's.
And who else?
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
They haven't played like super juggernauts anyways either. So our wide receivers are definitely different. And again, Jalen Hurts is coming off his best game passing. That being said, though, we could possibly see Dallas Goedert get used, especially with Nick Sirianni being asked time and time again. I don't want him to do anything because he keeps getting asked it, but it should be fresh in his head. I'm also worried about Tyler Higbee. Again,
yeah.
Last time he played us, the dude cooked us.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I would make that Sidney Brown's responsibility if you're being honest. Ball Eagle, thank you for the super chat. He said Peterson, Steichen, and Schwartz or these coaches. Of course, the guys that won the bowl. Of course, I'm going with Doug Peterson, and I'm on that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And well, listen, yeah, I'm going with them. I like Nick Sirianni, but look, you see what Schwartz is doing with that Cleveland defense?
They look good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they look good. Yeah, they look good, bro. I wish we still had Schwartz, but Schwartz got tired. Schwartz got tired of the media here, bro. He got tired of it after winning the Super Bowl. He got tired of it, man. Brian Weeks, man, thank you again. I think this is your third one, man. Shout out to Brian Weeks. Thank you for the super chat. He said we have one of the toughest schedules in the league, which has a lot to do with how different we look from last year. I agree, but we ain't even get to that stretch yet. You know what I mean? The result's still the same, 4-0. Mr. 89, again for the super chat. Thank you, bro. Rams are physical, so we got to get Goddard going. I agree. They got to match that physicality. The super chat's flying. People want their voice to be heard. You tapping in with Goat Talk. 900 people in the building. Let me see if y'all can get that to 1,000. We got like 10, 15 minutes left. Eric Stewart, thank you for the super chat. One thing for sure, we can start the game. We can't start the game being down 10 points to LA. I agree with that. For some strange reason, this is what we do to the Commanders. We spot them bums. Every time we end up spotting these bums like 10 points, and they still end up losing. Now, if it's one quarterback who I feel comfortable with playing with a deficit, it's Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody has won more 5-point games in the time span that he's been playing. I mean, more 10-point deficit games in the time span that he's been playing since like the 50s. So, Jalen Hurts is comfortable playing
Check the stat just came out via Jeff Kerr. I put that in my last video 2 videos ago. Hold up. Jalen Hurts and Joe Montana are the only two quarterbacks in the last 40 years to have not even just 5 wins, 5 consecutive wins after trailing by 10.
That's
so the
crazy.
Last 5 times we trailed 10, we still won. And so my whole thing is like this. When you got a guy like Joe Montana, when you got a guy like Jalen Hurts, I'm not comparing their play together, but the team around him knows, damn, we're down 10, but we got a guy that's laser focused. Always have a chance to come back and win. So 5 consecutive games, and it might not be like all last year, but 5 times we were trailing by 10, and Jalen Hurts said, don't worry, we got you.
And 3 of those teams were the Commanders 3 times. You know what I mean? I saw the list. 3 of those teams were the Commanders. Professor Chaos, thank you for the super chat again, bro. He says some rookies just have it and can start. I think Ricks is one of those guys. I'm not putting it past him, but where you gonna put him at? He can't start over Slayer Bradbury. His time will come. He made the roster. He defied the odds. Yeah. You know what I mean? His time will come for sure.
You see Reed Blankenship, right? Reed Blankenship made the roster. CJ Gardner-Johnson got hurt, and now LB got a nickname for him. You only get a nickname if you're doing it right.
Right. My guy Reed Battleship. I hear people calling them the Milk Missile. Pause. But I'm gonna go with Reed Battleship. Is the third. Thank you for the super chat. Think we will see Albert O anytime soon. 12-man package with Goddard would be scary different. That's a good point. What you think about that?
He balled out his last preseason. My man Albert O was catching. My man was hurdling over people, catching one-hand diving passes, going up and getting it. So I do think his blocking is what keeps him to be he would be a starting tight end for a team, at least a backup, the second string tight end if he could block better. But he's definitely a guy who can go up and get it. Listen, I'm not saying he's better at Goddard in the red zone, but you got both of them out there in the red zone. That's 2 big bodies out there.
And I think that's where Goddard could feast. I think that's where Goddard could feast if we use him more in the red zone. Anthony Jones, $10 super chat. Thanks, bro. He said 35-28 birds. Jay Hurts will carry. I like it. Brian Weeks, thank you for the super chat again, bro. That's your fourth one, the quadruple. Hey, Mike and LB, how is Louis T feeling after getting evicted out of his second home? I mean, listen, man, you do dirt, you get dirt. That's what I try to tell Louis. You do dirt, you get dirt. The Commanders fans ran around here for a week off of a moral victory high. They were so happy to almost beat us that they forgot that it was 25 more games left in the season, and they got a 40-burger put on them by Justin Fields. People talking about trading Justin Fields. You're like, right. That Justin Fields, but DJ Moore and Justin Fields went berserk on these guys, bro.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
I shout out to my guy Ed Oliver. He was at the game. But I watched his post game in the car. My man's in the car like this. Yo, any quarterback that needs to get their career saved, just play.
That's facts, bro. Oh, that's all they did was save his career. I was watching TV this morning. They was talking about what was they talking about with just they like sell now.
Sell high.
Sell high. You saw it like sell high. His stock will never be higher because he's definitely coming back down to earth next week. Story, thank you for the super chat. Do you guys think the Eagles are trying to get rid of Quez, or is he really hurt? You know, I don't know, man. You know, I think Quez. You know, it's a couple guys you could put that tag on. You know what I mean? I hate to speculate, but Penny, Penny ain't hurt. Maybe Penny's a part of some type of package. You know what I mean? Quez, it could be something. You know, Howie Roseman is him. So we'll see.
I know is this though, real quick. Quez Watkins has now missed 2 weeks due to a hamstring. I know his wide receiver football skills are all predicated off his speed, and so hamstring and speed don't really coexist. But look, Sidney Brown missed 1 game off a hamstring. He's back already. Quez has missed 2. Now he's finally healthy. He's not designated with an injury thing, but they could be low key saying, let's not force him out there because Zacchaeus is playing good, and you know Buddha's still out. I mean, I don't know. Listen, if we got to take from the offense to help out the defense, we could do that. we got more on offense than we got on defense, so I'm for it. If that's where we got to go,
we got to do what we got to do. Hey, Hazel Hits, thank you for the super chat. He said they need to figure out a better split between Swift and Gainwell instead of by quarters. Are we doing that? That's trifling. I didn't even
Vikings, that. Week 2, it was ugly when they did that, man. They were literally doing the quarters thing. They definitely can't do that. They can't do that.
That's crazy.
I agree with them.
That's crazy. Yeah. You got to.
They didn't do it last week. They kind of stopped it, but they did start it out doing that quarter and quarter and quarter. Like, nah, bro. Swift sat the whole fourth quarter of the
Yeah, it's like, are you evaluating them? The Bucks game, wasn't it? The Bucks game?
Yeah, it was the Bucks game.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? My guy LB and Fizz Transportation, man. Thank you for the super chat. What's going on, fellas? We have to go out, set the tone early. I'm looking for Hurts to have a 400 passing yard game. It could happen. It could happen, man. Thank you for the super chat, bro. These joints flying in. Right.
Sign me up.
Sign me up for the 400 passing yard game. Hazel Hits, thank you for the super chat again. 35-24 Birds, another 100+ game for Brown. Damn, 3 in a row. 3 in a row. 3 in a row. I like that.
Smitty's going. Yeah, look. Hey, that's what I like, yo. They're both happy for each other, but look.
Right.
It's Smitty turn, dog.
You think it's Smitty turn? I think it's Smitty turn this week, too. I was thinking about that. Jamar Tisdale, Eagles fan. Thank you for the super chat. $20 banger. He said, trade for Buda Baker to come in and start, but also be a mentor to our younger safeties. And I call Seattle to get Lockett, someone who can play underneath and above defenses to open up the field more. Nasty moves. Lockett ain't going nowhere. Lockett ain't going nowhere out of Seattle, man. What are we going to do with Lockett? I mean, you know, it's only one ball. I cannot stress that enough, y'all. It's only one ball.
Let me ask you, how do you feel about Miami getting
Claypool?
Yeah.
They just being greedy. They being greedy. It don't really fit. I think they're gonna try to put him in some type of weird tight end package, bro.
No, listen, I think he can play the slot. He can.
He definitely can play the slot.
And that's a big body slot. Like, people think that you only need to be the speedsters. The big body slots can work. Now, let me just say this though. As soon as that happened, I quote tweeted whoever did the breaking news. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. He's gonna get on their roster just in enough time to really get the playbook down when we play them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of Eagle fans are like, "Yo, Mike, are you really scared of Claypool?" Blah blah. Look, he might be cancer, but the dude got skills. All I'm saying is that's a deadly receiving core. And yeah, listen, maybe he messes up the feng shui, but the dude can play ball. I think.
I hope he go in there and ruins the feng shui. I hope he ruined it.
I hope so.
My guy War V, thank you for the super chat. They said Quez is out. It says Quez is back and Sydney is out. Wow, I got to look into that. We might got to change the video to this, change the title to this. There's new information coming out daily. Is the red? Thank you for the super chat again, my guy. He said Brown will be out for the Rams game. Hamstring. No, we don't need that.
Damn, and the last two videos, yesterday's video was me saying, finally, we're going to see this at the peak healthiness. Now, we're never going to get Avonte Maddox back, so we're never going to be at 100%, but we're going to be at the 100% we can be at.
Roby got to play, bro. Roby got to play, and Evans got to play.
I mean, was at practice with a helmet on, though, yesterday.
I seen it. Roby got to play, and, yeah, man, dude's got to play, man. You know what I mean?
How do you feel about the Niners trading for Randy Gregory from the Broncos?
Offensive lineman, right? From the Dallas Cowboys?
Outside linebacker / pass rusher.
Oh, yeah, used to play for the Cowboys?
He was nice the last year with the Cowboys. He hasn't done anything with the Broncos yet, but guess what? Denver's been
the Broncos are garbage.
I
mean, the Niners, that might work for him, bro. Right, I mean, listen, if you playing next to them guys, like what's the dude, Greenwood? If you playing next to them guys, it ain't gonna do nothing but make you look good, right?
Like you're playing with a bunch of dogs.
It's not gonna do nothing but make you look good, man. We gonna see, bro. We gonna see, and that was timely, right?
Up. Huh? The teams that are like, look. Right now, who do you hear the national media talk about? Right, they're like the Eagles, the Niners, and on the AFC, they're talking about we're gonna talk about the Chiefs, but they're gonna talk about the Dolphins. The Dolphins and the Niners just try to gear up a little bit harder. He's definitely on the phone. He's
definitely on the phone. Listen. Getting Roby, that was a big deal. You know what I mean? It might not be. I love it. It might not be as flashy with everybody else doing. That was a big deal. Jamar Tisdale, thank you for the super chat. He said, "Why can't we be greedy, LB? It's Eagles against the world, baby. You already know, bro. I feel you." Shane L, thank you for the super chat. He said, "What's going on, boys? What up? Hazel Hits again. Thank you for the super chat, my guy. I would love to see Desai play some press to allow the front four to get there. Yeah, you know, he's so scared of getting beat over the top, but sometimes you got to mix it up, man. You got to give a little bit. My guy War V, again, thank you for the super chat. He said Desai has to be aggressive on third down. You have 2 all-pro paid corners. Press up. If Desai is more aggressive on third down, then we win. I'm not concerned about the offense. Listen, I couldn't have said it better, man.
Agreed. And I love how he stressed out on third down because we were aggressive on first down and second down multiple times just last week. It just every third down, my man just said, you know what? Let's play it safe. No. Yeah. They did, but they were sending the dogs at Hal. I need you to do that to Stafford, who's more of a statue, like you've been saying. Mm-hmm. But listen, if we sit back in zone, Stafford's thrown for 500. He's seen every zone coverage there is. You're not going to trick him. You got to get him off his mark. You got to make him step up. As much as we talk about the pressure interior, there's got to be a game where we see Sweat, Nolan, BG, Hassan, make him step up right into the hands of Baby Rhino, right into Milton Williams.
You got to speed his clock up, bro. You got to speed his clock up or he is going to have a day. My guy, Kerry Joseph, thank you for the super chat. Y'all the GOATs. Yo, Brunson, that God Bless Who Hating album go crazy. Eagles win this week, 31-17. Book it. I would love a body like that, man. Thank you for the super chat, bro. And thank you for listening, man. We are coming up on our hour, man. It's crazy. It's been a strong hour, man. You know what I mean? 950 people in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some score predictions. Let's get some defensive and offensive players of the week for the Philadelphia Eagles. Let you go first, Mike. Let me get your defensive X factor, your offensive X factor, and give me your score prediction. I don't even think you like score predictions like that.
I like them. I like them as close as we can get to the week so we can see. Like, again, we find out that Sidney Brown is out. That changes some certain things. But let me just say this. I made the video about when Fletch was out. Like, Jalen Carter is starting. I need to see him 70%, so he's going to be my defensive player, right?
Right.
It's a lot to put on the young boy. He's a rookie. But he's playing like he's an all-pro, right? Forget rookie of the year. He's playing pressure-wise. And again, as much as you want to say, well, guess what? He's not getting sacks. He's only getting pressures. Well, as soon as the back end changes, them pressures turn into sacks. The only reason a pressure is not labeled a sack is because the ball got out of his hand by a half a second. So as that back end tightens up, which missing Cindy Brown and playing against this crazy wide receiver core ain't going to be the easiest. The more snaps he gets, I think the motor is going to kick in. I got Jalen Carter on the defensive side, 1.5 sacks, 1.5 in one game. So I think he got 2 sacks on the season. He's going to lead this game with 3.5 and a bunch of pressures and a bunch of just monster plays. Offensively, I want to say Goddard. I want to say this is the Goddard game.
You about to steal my answer.
I'm gonna let you have him because I'm going Smitty. I think Smitty's gonna eat on the offensive side of the ball. I wanted to say Goddard because of DVOA, what they do to receivers, blah blah blah. It's only 4 weeks, but I'm gonna go Devontae Smith and Jalen Carter. My score prediction is going to be 33-24.
Okay, I like that. My defensive guy, I'm going Hassan Reddick, man. Once the engines start moving for Hassan, you know they come in bunches, bro.
You see how we're not taking no secondary. They got to show us.
Right. I ain't taking no secondary. I'm going Hassan Reddick, man. Hassan Reddick finally got that sack. He feeling good. You know what I mean? He hungry. I think Hassan Reddick going to get 2 sacks this week. You know what I mean?
Nicholas Morrow did steal one. Like Hassan, like that could have even been called half and half sack. That last Nicholas Morrow sack was really like almost half Hassan. So Hassan could have left that game with 2 sacks. He was so close.
He was close, but I got Hassan getting 2 this week.
Okay,
I'm gonna go with Dallas Goedert. I think Dallas Goedert gonna have like a 50-yard reception. You know what I mean? And it's gonna amount to like nearly 100-yard game, but then probably get a tug. But I'm gonna go Dallas Goedert, and I'm gonna go Hassan Reddick for my defensive guy. My score will be the Philadelphia Eagles 40-piece McNugget.
Woo!
A 40 ball. I got the Eagles winning this game 40-28. 40-28, bro.
I'll be chilling if that's the
I'm
case.
telling you, I don't know if the defense is gonna score, but I'm smelling a 40 burger this week, man. My guy Hazel Hits, thank you for the super chat, man. He said, LB, I need to send you some beats. Send them. The email is membersforlb@gmail.com. Send your beats, all your inquiries there. Let me get to these last super chats. I'm gonna let y'all enjoy y'all Friday evening. Yes, sir.
Real quick. I wanted to say, dang, just go ahead, finish that real quick.
Shane L, thank you for the super chat. He said 35-22 Birds, and Jake the Snake kicks a 90-yarder before halftime. Jake definitely locked in, best kicker in the league right now. Shane L, thank you for the super chat again. He said, I mean a 90-yarder. I got what you meant, bro. Go ahead. What you were saying, Mike?
Nah, I lost it.
You lost it. 965 people in the building, man. I want to tell y'all it's always and my guy Philly Mike. We're going to stay on top of us so we could do it weekly, man. We're going to make sure we get it done. We're going to make sure we get it people what they want. Who else could get nearly 1,000 people in here Friday evening before y'all go out and paint the town red to talk Eagles football? Make sure you bring it back here. Make sure you follow us on all of our platforms, Twitter, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, all of that good stuff. Let me get this last super chat, my guy Earl Young coming all late. Earl Young, thank you for the super chat. My guy said Morrow going off because N'Kobe is close to returning. 47-23 Birds. And with that one, we out for another. That solidified the 40 burger. You heard Earl. That solidified it. Y'all enjoy y'all Friday, bro.
We out.
Hate to leave y'all, but gotta go.